Good morning to all of you. You are all welcome to Science Vision. We are here again with a new lecture on motion. Today's our topic of discussion is derivation of equation of motion using graphical method. So let's start our topic. Before going to derivation, let's consider a graph between x and y axis, which is a straight line graph. At any point x1, there must be a corresponding value, that is y1, and for x2 there is a corresponding value y2. So this point is x1 y1 and this point is x2 y2. So we can see कि y1 changes from y2 and x1 changes from x2. So we can write change in y-axis, that is y2 minus y1. So that is the change, y2 minus y1. And what is the change in x-axis? That is x2 minus x1. But we are interested in कि how much y changes with the change in x-axis. So we can write the ratio change in y-axis upon change in x-axis. This ratio gives us कि how much y changes if I change x-axis and if I make change in x-axis. So that ratio is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. And this is the another representation of this thing, same thing, that is delta y. We pronounce it as delta y upon delta x. This triangle symbol is known as delta. This delta means change. That means y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. And this ratio, this change upon y in y-axis upon change in x-axis is known as slope of the graph. This ratio is known as slope of the graph, and it is very useful term for our equation of motion. So remember this term. This ratio, change in y-axis upon change in x-axis, is known as slope of graph. So for our purpose, consider to understand this concept, consider position time graph. So it is our position and it's our time. So we have taken a time on the x-axis and position on the y-axis. So let us suppose that at time t0, particle is at origin. So the point is 0, 0. Value of time is also 0 and value of position is also 0. And after some time t, particle moves some distance x. So now the position of particle become x and time become t. So the final time is t and final position is x. So we can write the change in position, that is changing from 0 to x. So the change is x minus 0. The change can be written as x minus 0. And time changes from 0 to t. So what is the change in time? That is t minus 0. So but we are interested in the ratio only. So change in we know the ratio is written like कि change in y-axis upon change in x-axis. On y-axis now it is position. So change in position and upon change in time. And that can be written as x minus 0 upon t minus 0, which is equal to x upon t. So x, what is x? It is the distance covered by the particle. So it is distance covered. And what is the time? That is time taken by the particle. That is time taken. And we know distance covered upon time taken is defined to be velocity. So this ratio change in position upon change in time, that is x upon t, and this is equal to velocity. So this conclusion is slope, and this ratio is known as slope of the graph. This means slope of the position time graph is known as velocity. It gives us velocity. So to calculate the velocity of a particle, we have to find the slope of the graph. So slope of the position time graph gives us the velocity. In this graph, as we have taken this axis is a time axis, so this point become t0. this point become t0, and this point is 0x, because time is 0 on this axis and position is x at that point, and on this axis position is 0 and time is t0, so it is wrong, so t0, so make this correct. Now we can move to next graph, which is velocity time graph. So we know for uniform motion, velocity time graph is parallel to time axis, that we have did earlier. So remember, so consider this velocity time graph. So it is the velocity at time t0 and it remain constant for every time, that we know. And we know velocity is defined to be distance upon time. So distance become velocity into time. But if you see this graph, this is the velocity and this is the time axis, and you can see it is a rectangle, and what is the area of rectangle? Length into breadth, which is velocity into time. So this means distance is equal to velocity into time, and velocity into time is the area of this rectangle. So I can write distance is equal to area of the rectangle OABC. So this means we can calculate the distance by measuring the area of this graph. So area of velocity time graph gives us the displacement. So remember these two main points. The slope of the distance time graph gives us the velocity, and area of the velocity time graph gives us the displacement. These two are very important points for our next derivation. Now we are on our main topic, that is derivation of equation of motion. So first we will derive velocity time equation. You remember कि our first equation is known as velocity time equation, which is equal to v is equal to u plus at. V is equal to u plus at. So we will derive this equation now. So for this we consider a velocity time graph. Velocity time graph, we take velocity on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. At time t0, consider initial velocity is u. So at time t0, our initial velocity is u, and at a time some t, after some time t, velocity become v. So it is known as final velocity, which become v. So after some time t, velocity become v. So the coordinates are t and v. And initially the coordinates are u, 0 and u, because time value is 0 and velocity value is u. And here value of time is t and velocity is v. So what is the change in velocity? That is v minus u, final velocity minus initial velocity. And what is the change? And this change occur in time t. Okay, so now see this graph and we will understand this concept from the graph. Initial velocity is u, so OA represent the initial velocity. OA represent the initial velocity, and OB represent the final velocity. So you can see clearly. And if OB, you can see it equal to EC, because it is a rectangle. So EC also represents the final velocity v. The height represents the final velocity v. And if I make a parallel line to the time axis and cut a here point D, so ED must be equal to OA, because it is a rectangle also. So ED is equal to U. So ED become U and EC become V. So now we will move further. So can I write this V is equal to EC is equal to CD plus DE, because ED plus DC make EC. So ED plus DC is equal to EC, and EC is equal to V. So value of V is ED plus DC. But ED is equal to OA, which is U. So I can write ED is equal to OA and V is equal to OA plus DC, and OA has value U. So V is equal to U plus DC. So now the task is to find DC from the graph. So if you see DC from the graph, firstly see the acceleration definition. We know acceleration is equal to A, which is represented by A, is equal to change in velocity. So firstly velocity is final velocity is EC and initial velocity is ED. So EC acceleration is EC minus ED upon how much time it take? T time, which is AD. Time is AD. So divide by AD, and EC minus AD become DC upon AD. So acceleration become DC upon T. So we got the value of DC, that is A into T, and we can substitute this value on the first equation AT. So it become V is equal to U plus AT, and that is our required equation. V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to U plus AT, and this is our velocity time equation of motion. So by this simple graphical method we can find first equation of motion. So now you know our second equation of motion is a distance time equation, which is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Now we will derive this equation by graphical method. So for this we also considered a velocity time graph here also, and at time t0 we have initial velocity u, and at time t, after time t, velocity become v. We consider the same graph. So initial velocity is u, final velocity is v, and coordinates are 0 u and t v, and velocity is defined as distance upon time. So distance is equal to velocity into time. And if you remember, velocity into time is the area under the graph, that we have already discussed. Ki displacement can be calculated by area under the graph. So now what is the area under the graph? That is OADC, because velocity changes from u and approaches to v in time t. So this is the graph, and this whole area is under the graph. This whole area is under the graph. And if you see, this is basically a trapezium. If you place it like this, and it become trapezium. These are its parallel sides, and these are its non-parallel sides. So it is basically a trapezium. But we can divide this trapezium into two parts. If you see, this is the first part, it is a rectangle, and this is the second part, which is a triangle. And if we add the two areas, we get the total area. We will get a total area. So distance is equal to area under the graph, which is area of OADC, and it can be divided into two parts, which is area of triangle ADE plus area of rectangle AECO. So this is the two areas. And we know area of triangle given by is half into base into height. That we know. Half into base into height. So this is the right angle here. So this is our base, and this is our height. So half into base into height. So base is, this whole is V, base is ED, and this is AE. So half into DE into AE. So half into AE into DE plus, what is the area of rectangle? OA into OC. So area is OA into OC. So what is the value of DE now? So DE basically is equal to DC minus EC. DC minus EC. So it can be written as DC minus EC. And DC is the value of V, V is the value of DC, and U is the value of EC. So we can substitute V minus U. So half into T into V minus U, and OA is equal to U, initial velocity, and OC is equal to time in which velocity is changing. So it can be written as U into T. So and we know V minus U is equal to AT, that we have did in previous derivation. V minus U is equal to AT. So we can substitute that value directly, AT. So it become half T into AT plus UT, and that become S is equal to UT plus half AT square, and it's our distance time equation. So now let's move to the last equation, which is velocity position velocity equation of motion. If you remember, that is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So now we will derive this equation, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So for this also we consider same velocity time graph. So it is easy to remember to you because for three equations we use the same graph. So velocity time graph, initial velocity is u, final velocity is v, and time taken is t. So time taken is t. So the coordinates are 0 u and the final coordinates are t and v. And we also find displacement here, that is equal to velocity into time, and that is already equal to area of OABC. But now we don't split the area into two parts, we take the area of the trapezium, whole trapezium. So you know what is the area of trapezium? That is half into sum of parallel lines into height of the trapezium. So find the parallel lines here. So this line is parallel to this line. So these two lines are parallel and they are separated by this distance. So this distance is height and these two lines are parallel. So what is this line? OA. Length of this line is OA. So OA plus this line CB. BC or CB, same thing. OA plus PCE and into height. What is the height? This is the height, OC. So what is the formula become half into OA plus BC into OC. And we can write BC as BC as BD plus DC. So we can write here BD plus DC, OA plus BD plus DC into T. And OA is our initial velocity, if you remember. OA is our initial velocity. And BC is our, or BD plus DC is our final velocity. So we can write plus final velocity into T. So this become U plus V upon 2. So S is equal to become U plus V upon 2 into time. And we already know V minus U is equal to AT, that we have did in earlier derivation. So time become V minus U upon A. So this is the value of time which we can substitute here. So after substituting this value into this equation, this become S is equal to V plus U upon 2 into V minus U upon A. And we know the identity A plus B into A minus B is equal to A square minus B square. So this become V square minus U square, because it is over A, it is over B, it is over A, it is over B. So A square minus B square and upon 2A. So it become V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So it's our position velocity relation. So we can write three relations again, that is V is equal to U plus AT, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS, and S is equal to UT plus half AT square. And these three formulas are very, very, very important for exam point of view, for numerical purpose, for everything. And in this all three formulas, one thing is the acceleration is equal to constant. So in all questions you will see acceleration given be constant for these equation of motion. If acceleration is changing, then these are not valid. But if acceleration is constant, then these three equations are valid, and it will help us to study the motion of any object. Maybe free falling body, a bus is moving, car is moving, stone is drop, any problem you can solve by using this type of equation. We will do numerical next time. So learn more, practice it, write it on your notebook. Stay home, stay safe. Thanks for watching.